Hi everybody, I'm Alain from Alchemical Works, which is my one-man studio where I make the game BattleJuice Alchemist. In today's video, I want to let you watch over my shoulder while I create a new enemy for my game. I will cover the whole process, starting with research, making the 3D models, texturing them, and then bringing them to life in Unreal Engine. As always, I did not buy any assets and made everything myself. Although this video is not a tutorial, it might be interesting for other game developers, but also for players who want to know how characters in video games are created. Let's get started. I always begin my design process with researching images on the internet to get inspired. I put them together in a collage. For bigger productions, the next step would be to make concept art to work from, but there's a reason why I don't usually draw concepts. With my limited drawing skills, it is simply quicker to hop into 3D modeling right away after research and try things out. So, once I have a clear idea in my head, I start 3D modeling. For the Pumpkin Man, the most defining feature is the pumpkin head, so I started with that. I worked downwards, making the body from twisted vines and added planes that would become leaves later on. Maybe you can spot that while modeling, I take reference from a human mesh that I had already made before. By working this way, I sacrifice some freedom concerning the design, but as much as I would have liked to have a three-legged pumpkin man, this would have meant that I would have to make custom animations for every single movement of him. That's why a lot of humanoid characters in BattleJuice Alchemist share the same skeleton, so I can easily reuse many animations. When the 3D meshes for the Pumpkin Man were in place, I started unwrapping. Unwrapping is the process where you tell the mesh which part of it is covered by which part of the 2D texture. You can compare unwrapping with peeling an orange and laying out the peel on a flat surface before you paint on it. Once every piece of the mesh is unwrapped, the textures can be painted. You might already know the general look of BattleJuice Alchemist, so it might not come as a surprise that I do the painting quite roughly and try not to lose myself in the details. You can see that there are green splotches in the texture that appear a bit out of place. The green color functions like a green screen and will get replaced in the engine later on. After the texture was finished, I brought it into Unreal Engine. Here it is told which parts need to glow and which colors need to replace the green splotches. In the end, as for all enemies in BattleJuice Alchemist, there will be 3 stages of the Pumpkin Man. A normal stage, a possessed stage, and a demonic stage. The final colors of every enemy are influenced by this stage, but also by other factors. The Pumpkin Man really comes to life when the already existing humanoid animations are added onto the mesh. For the first time, we can really see what this guy looks like with all the post-processing inside the engine. But there's a little bit more to do. To be able to use the Pumpkin Man as an enemy, multiple values need to be set in the enemy's data table. The system behind that is quite complex and needed to be made when I first made an enemy for the game. The data that is put into the table determines where the enemy can spawn, how he behaves, and so on. Now there are only a few finishing touches left. Particle effects for magic attacks need to be designed and assigned. When all this is done, the enemy is ready to be spawned in the world and tested. I enjoyed creating the Pumpkin Man a lot. 3D design is my favorite part of the game development process, and recently I had to do a lot of boring work that is not as visible as creating a new character. So I was happy to have this video as an excuse to do something that I like a lot, and maybe you enjoyed watching over my shoulder for some time. You can wishlist BattleJuice Alchemist on Steam. There's a link for that in the description. If you liked this video, you can give it a thumbs up and subscribe, or even support me on Patreon. Thank you so much for watching and take care. Bye.